The president's former attorney began his marathon of congressional testimony Tuesday. Michael Cohen spent his first day on Capitol Hill behind closed doors. But Wednesday, he'll appear for his only open session in front of the House Oversight Committee. CBS News has learned during that hearing, Cohen plans to unveil information that could prove damaging for the White House. CBS News chief congressional correspondent Nancy Cortez has the latest.
The president's former fixer went behind closed doors today to get grilled by a committee that he's burned before.
Was he apologetic today?
We're not going to make any comments.
A source close to Michael Cohen says he's going to drop a bombshell at an open hearing tomorrow, sharing documents prepared by Mr. Trump's accountant that may contain evidence of tax fraud. He'll also claim the president committed a crime while in office, connected to his hush money payments to a porn star. But congressional Republicans say Cohen isn't credible.
Do you expect him to tell the truth this time?
No.
I wouldn't take Mr. Cohen's check, and I'll bet you wouldn't either.
Cohen pled guilty 3 months ago to lying to Congress about the president's 2016 pursuit of a Moscow real estate deal. Cohen now says he lied to please President Trump before he flipped and started working with the special counsel.
Out of loyalty to him, I followed a bad path.
He's a weak person.
All day long today, the Senate Intelligence Committee questioned Cohen about his Russian business dealings and the president's.
What I intend to keep focused on is untangling the very complicated financial arrangements between Donald Trump and Russia.
A source says Cohen will testify publicly tomorrow that the president repeatedly used, quote, chilling, racist language in his presence. But Cohen officially lost his law license today, and White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, traveling with the president in Vietnam, said it's laughable that anyone would take a convicted liar like Cohen at his word.
And Nancy Cortez joins me now from Capitol Hill. Nancy, any developments Tuesday after Cohen's closed testimony?
Well, he left after speaking to the senators and their staffers for more than 10 hours, Reena. And as he departed, he stopped briefly and talked to those of us who were gathered outside this hearing room. He said that he told the truth in there, and he said that he looked forward to sharing his story with the American people on Wednesday, when he, of course, is going to be in an open hearing before the House Oversight Committee. He said that he's going to lay out the facts and people can decide who they believe is telling the truth. I tried to ask him as he left what he could say about these documents that sources close to him say he's going to reveal tomorrow, documents that imply that the president committed tax fraud, and he didn't respond to any questions as he departed. As for what actually took place inside that closed-door hearing, we're very short on details because, as is its practice, the Senate Intelligence Committee and its members really didn't divulge what they asked Cohen and how he responded. They wouldn't even tell us, despite our questions throughout the day, whether he apologized for lying to them the last time that he testified. This is a committee, Reena, that holds these hearings behind closed doors for a reason. They are talking about very sensitive issues, and they have really held themselves to a very high standard when it comes to sharing what's discussed and what's said with the reporters and the American public.
And now all the attention focuses on Cohen's open testimony Wednesday to the House Oversight. What are folks on Capitol Hill saying about him accusing the president of criminal misconduct?
Well, they want to see if he really has the goods. You know, he and his associates have overpromised at times in the past. So I think lawmakers are viewing these claims with a bit of skepticism. Okay, he says that the president may have committed crimes having to do with his taxes. Well, what exactly do the documents show? He says that the president said racist things in his presence. Well, what exactly were they? And on and on. You know, Republican lawmakers are not necessarily all willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. They say, if you had this information, why didn't you bring it forward in the start? Why are you only doing so now? Democrats, of course, have a different take. They say, well, he's highly motivated to tell the truth now because he is looking for ways to get a 3-year federal prison sentence reduced, and he is no longer trying to show the president of the United States that he's loyal to him. He has made it pretty clear that he has broken with the president and that he is working with federal prosecutors.
We know Cohen is going to jail for lying to Congress. I want to play for you some of what Democratic House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said Tuesday about his credibility.
But I think he's under a lot of pressure, as I said, to tell the truth because he's facing very substantial sentencing consequences. If he doesn't, then I think Mueller would pursue that.
So what would you say, Nancy, is the main argument from Democratic lawmakers for trusting Cohen's testimony?
Right. They're basically saying if he lies again to Congress, that Robert Mueller is going to know it and he can bring even more charges. And so Cohen is going to be disincentivized to lie, to say the least. Beyond that, the argument the Democrats make is, look, what's our alternative? They say there are a host of people in the president's inner circle who have lied to the special counsel, lied to federal prosecutors, lied to Congress, or all three. So if they're not going to talk to Michael Cohen to try to get some of these answers about Russian involvement in the president's businesses, who are they going to talk to? So they say they've got to make do with what they've got, even if Cohen is in some ways a flawed witness.